Hello, and welcome to My Games That Weren't. This is a series in which I talk about indie games that made it to the prototype stage, but never any further. Without further ado, let's get the wheel up and see what game we're talking about today. Right, here we go. And there we go. Welcome to the Land of Greed. This was a game jam game created in GB Studio, just like Call Blimey, and it was created in November 2020 for the Finish Your Game Game Jam. This game started as like a little test run of using the game engine, but developed into this short little adventure. So let's have a look at the bio of the game on my itch. Welcome to the Land of Greed. 3 princes are battling for their father's pride. Food, fuel, and riches plague the royal family. In a world of pure corruption, it is left to you to save the day. Ooh, very exciting. So this game came out sort of the same sort of time as my first ever Game Boy game, It's a Little Grim. So I sort of used assets from both to try and make 2 different stories and test out this game engine essentially. I will be putting it back on my itch after this video's out, so give it a go. So the Land of Greed starts you off in a dream sequence where you see this weird, spooky guy telling you about the corruption in the world that you live in. And when you wake up, just think it's a weird, bad dream. Essentially, on this island that you live on, there is a special wishing hole. So 50% of all of the food created on the island is chucked down this little wishing hole. And the people on the island think that if you chuck 50% of the food down there, luck's going to be on your side. But the food won't be because it'll be down the hole. This is the first sort of time I tried making cutscenes for my game. But the story progresses as you traverse through this little town. So to play this game, you can play it on your phone, you can play it on browser. So going on to the itch page, there was one comment on it, so I'm going to have a little read and see what people thought of it 4 years ago. So this is Mindmaster. Thank you, Mindmaster. Really fun. I enjoy the story and the mechanics. Thank you for the fun game. The only thing I would fix is the butter floor, because that bit was too easy. And then I said, cheers. I can make a harder puzzle in the future when I develop it further, which I definitely did not do. I'm sorry, Mindmaster. I'm sorry I didn't make the game. This was just a game jam game. But there you go, that's a little spoiler for the game. There is buttery flaws. So when I was developing this game initially, I had combat that I scrapped, but it actually came out quite well. It was a bit like a randomly generated amount of damage you could do when you attack. Also, the player character would say something at the end of every attack, so there was a selection of different things. He could go, oh yeah, he could go booyah. The last video I was talking about a game called Call Blimey, which was also made in GB Studio. This spinning wheel wants me to get them out of the way. There is a few games that I've created in GB Studio, so they'll come up. There'll be more. So I started creating this game back in 2020 and I scrapped it completely. And then this game jam came along called Finish Your Game. Basically made me want to pick up this project, complete it, and release it. The map developed quite a lot during my time creating this game. And also the animation for the character movement was very different initially. He sort of waddled around with his arms coming up like a bird. The game doesn't take itself too seriously, and it's a very silly, fun time. So if you want a silly, fun time, play the Land of Greed. Oh. What's the time? You know what time it is. It's timeline time. Where was the Land of Greed on the timeline? Bam! Boom! Let's have a look. Oh, wow. It was there. It's slap bang on 2020. November 2020. I'm really happy with how this is going. I like seeing all this. It's a very short game, so give it a go. There isn't any audio in it, because I think I ran out of time on the game jam to put it in. And thank you very much for supporting me, and also thank you for all the support when I said I was going to go on a break. Also, this little car of mine, the prototype, I really appreciate everyone's feedback so far. It's been very nice to hear what everyone said about the game. Yeah, if you want to play the prototype, it's still on my itch, so head on over, give it a go. I'm about to start the animation course with Aardman, so you'll be seeing more of that stuff in the future. But I can show you some of the stuff that I've been working on so far. Bam! Another thing. Wow. Ooh. Another head. Oh, look at that one. Bam! Oh, he's doing a pose. Look at that one. Whoa. Play the Land of Greed. Give it a go. And tell me your honest feedback to a Sam from 2020. Also, make sure you find a mega whammy fruit, because that is an essential part of the game. In terms of gameplay, you wander around, you chat to people, and that's what you do. So, wander around in the land of greed and chat to people. Am I selling the game enough? I'm not selling the game at all. It's free. But am I selling it to you? I hope so. Thank you very much for your time. I will see you in the next one. Bye bye.